Yeah. Norma-Jean, it's such a wonderful privilege to see you again and to celebrate yet another book of the Guiding Grace series. This one, Golden Wisdom of Love, Legends, and Legacies. So how are you doing?
I'm doing really well, and I also had an opportunity to edit contributing authors this time around. I've done 13.
Wonderful. How
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
Very
I'm
good.
really pleased. People have so many wonderful stories to offer and
Pretty,
share, and they're all so unique. And I just know the readers are going to find the stories quite meaningful.
yes, very good. So what led you to decide yes, yet another time for the Guiding Grace series?
Well, just because it was such a fabulous experience last year, and also because stories are never ending. We always have something to share that might touch someone. And the name of my chapter this year is Follow the Yellow Brick Road. And, everybody's familiar with the 1939 movie, The Wizard of Oz, with Judy Garland and To Follow the Yellow Brick Road. But it really has more of a life meaning behind the symbolism. And it just means, to follow your path, to listen to your heart and go where you're directed, even if you don't know what your next steps are going to be. And sometimes that's the hardest part.
Sometimes that is, it can feel kind of scary.
Yeah, yeah. And so, really, the bottom line is you just have to learn how to trust yourself. And if you're not going to trust yourself, then you need to trust your heart, because that's how wisdom speaks to us, through our intuition. And so, you just really need to pay attention, but not more than that, you need to act and follow
Right,
through
right.
and
Listen to the
actually,
guidance and heed the guidance. Yeah,
yeah, actually move forward. And so that's what my chapter is about.
that's beautiful. So when somebody picks up this book and reads your chapter, what do you hope they walk away with?
Well, I hope they find some common ground, not just with me, but with the other authors, because we're all one. Humanity is just one, you know. We all share the same experiences no matter what language we speak or what country we're from.
True.
And yeah, it's just the universal bond that we all share. And if somebody can learn from my experience, then that's just lovely.
It is truly lovely. So the value of storytelling, what is your perspective on how important it is to share our stories?
Well, stories have been around since the beginning of time. Stories were long before alphabets or the printed word or paper or anything else. And so stories capture our history living on this planet. So,
Mhm.
so they're just incredibly important. And especially before there was written language, that's how people's heritage got passed from one generation to the next. And so um, it doesn't mean that you always have to like what you hear.
Many times we don't.
Yeah, but stories are important. And well, stories and books are just a way to share. I can't imagine life without books.
No, oh, so true. But
Yeah,
even
I've always
the
had a huge library, and I just love the feel of being able to open a book and go through the pages. I'm not really one for the digital libraries,
me
although
neither. I like
people
to
find
feel them
them
and touch
useful.
them.
But yeah, and the Wisdom of the Silver Sisters book actually felt so good in your hands,
Yes.
holding it and feeling the cover. And it's a wonderful, all-encompassing experience, you
It
know.
is, it's truly amazing, what comes from being able to, I don't know, there's some kind of special magic that happens when, especially a book like the Wisdom of the Silver Sisters last year and the Golden Wisdom, this year, these kind of books, there's a richness that comes about, because of the common sharing, even though every story is so different and offers such a sweet and amazing, fresh perspective on life. And I count myself among the most fortunate because I get to do these interviews and I get to see all the stories in advance.
Yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah, it's
it,
lovely.
yeah,
It
and you
really
get to
is.
have a part of that with the editing, so that is amazing, beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And people go through so many challenging experiences in life. And sometimes when you're experiencing those things, you feel like you're all alone.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
that's another important reason to have stories so that people know they're not alone, and that if somebody else could make it through a crisis, they can actually make it through too, to the other side and keep going forward in their life.
Very much. And there's
So,
not one of us that goes through this life without something that just hits us upside the head at times. And we have to figure our way through it. But when we know we're not alone and when we know that there's others that have done, and just by the, the mere act of sharing our stories and knowing that if we just impacted one life, it's so worth it.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm an educator too, and for me, it's like being an educator on paper or being an actor on paper. It's another way of sharing part of yourself, and it's really vulnerable. Writing is very personal,
It
and that's
is.
why a lot of people are afraid of it. But I think once you get started, you're hooked.
Yes, and actually storytelling is, or writing the story is also very healing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts on my chapter in this book. I just know people are really going to enjoy it.
Well, it has been wonderful to connect with you again, and thank you for showing up and being a part of this, such an active role that you share with us. Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you,
Oh,
Becky.
look forward to reading your chapter.
Bye.
Bye-bye.